spoiler alert, this shit was trash. I'm not holding back. Coucou les amis! Ah! Per my French tutor, they recommended me a couple of French films. So today I'm going to rate 5 French cult classic films for you guys, okay? And we are going to rate them on c'est 10. C'est parti! Obviously, I had to do the iconic untouchables. Anything with Omar Sy, I'm on it, okay? He's the king of France, okay? I think he's like the most famous like French person like as of now in entertainment. And I'm here for it. A black person, an African, like, get into it. Come on, French. That's y'all always trying to erase y'all the Africans. Y'all have a very large African population. And y'all trying to erase them just like some colors. This movie was so beautiful. America tried to redo this with like Kevin Hart, Basura, or should I say, Poubelle. Poubelle? Poubelle. It was trash. Like, what was y'all doing in America? Why y'all always trying to like remake some? Just like get over the language barrier. It's not that serious. Anyway, this film was so beautiful. What I loved about it, I thought I was going into it thinking this was just gonna be your regular white savior film, and it never really gave that, because he was never like, oh, woe was me, this is my king, this is the person that changed my life around. And the white guy also wasn't like, I saved this poor black person that needed a job. Like, it never gave that. It truly gave two friends the whole time, and that's what I loved about that movie. Like, what more could you ask for? So Untouchables gets 10 sur 10. Don't talk about my accent, okay? Je prends la France. Okay, moving along.
I'm not sure I'm the one you're talking about. The one you think I am.
What do you think?
We got Russian dolls, and let me tell you about my man's Xavier. This mother effer pissed me off. Like, you're not even cute enough for any of these women, let it alone to be treating them this way. Who do he think he is? Like, I swear this was literally just a hate watch. The fact that I was even able to finish this film is a miracle. Like, what I enjoyed most about this film was watching all of the inconveniences and the bad things happen to him. Like, when something good happened to him, I was full of anger. I was full of distress. How dare he experience joy? Xavier, you're pooping, okay? I'm sick of his ass. I don't like. Oh my, like, he talk about Xavier was literally like the nice guy or a fuckboy, somebody who like presents to be this, oh, like, you deserve a chance, you're so nice, you're so sweet, but he's really a trash person. He's a fuckboy that pretends he's not, because at least he's not abusive to women. He's not physically hurt. Get the hell out of here. He's a loser with low self-esteem, and he deserves all the bad that happened to him in this 2-hour film, okay? As much as it was annoying, it was very entertaining, like I said, to see bad things happen to him. So Russian Dolls gets 7 sur 10, okay? I'll give y'all that. Not too much though.
Let's at least give it a chance.
No!
I have very mixed feelings about this because, one, this movie really like solidified how much French people hate Arabs and Islam and Muslims. It's like every colonizer country has a huge issue with Islamophobia, but it really shows in French films. That's one thing I've noticed about all these films. Like, it truly shows how much y'all hate that hate of Arabs is. And obviously, entertainment movies are kind of like a bad way to really measure how people are, but they are a reflection. Like, there's a lot of gun movies in America, a lot of action films with guns, because that's a reflection that's a bit of a reflection of our country. We do love our pew-pews up here, you feel me? Like, I don't personally, but if somebody was to say, oh, Americans like guns, and you watch a lot of American movies with guns, I wouldn't be surprised that you feel that way. I love a lot of the stories, but the specific one I'm talking about is when the girl in the hijab tripped and her entire hijab came up. That, I wanted to jump through my iPad and beat the fuck out of everybody who was part of this motherfucking film. The obsession with Muslims taking off their hijabs and, oh my god, why do you have to wear that? You're so pretty with that. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I was so sick of that. I was so, like, it's so irritating. I'm not even a religious person, But Islamophobia makes me fucking sick to my stomach. Yuck. Anyway, my other favorite little short love story was the daughter and her dad walking up the street the whole time, and they're talking about her son, but I thought she was talking about like a guy that's too much, like he's trying to tell you like you don't need this man no more, like live your life. And it was her baby because she loved her baby so much and she couldn't live it. That was such a beautiful twist. I don't know, that was so beautiful to me. I love the one about the mom mourning the death of her child as well. That was another beautiful. This has some beautiful stories in there. Y'all, I think Paris has French have a very unique way telling love stories. So I enjoyed this movie. So Paris Je t'aime gets 8/8. That's what I can give y'all, because I didn't like a good amount. I didn't like enough of these, and that Muslim movie really pissed me off with the Muslim girl. Like, leave them people alone. Shit.
Jack and Marion have to spend 2 days in Paris.
Je t'aime. What do you put a? Oh, it's so ugly when you speak French.
2 days in Paris, bitch. This whole movie, I'm like, it was so fucking unhinged, I couldn't believe my eyes. Like, the whole movie, I'm like, is this real life? Is this a fucking joke? It was just so fucking much going on. But Marion's mon père was, I'm trying to use all my French words if y'all aren't noticing. He was my favorite character. Like, I think he really encapsulated like French culture when he would make like sex jokes, or when they were at that like art exhibit and he was talking about sex and all the bodies. Like, French people, one thing about French culture is they are very open about sex and naked bodies, and it shows a lot in the film. There's naked bodies in probably every single one of these movies that I've watched, or any French film that I've watched, and it's never in a perverted way. Like, I feel like a lot of times in American films, when somebody is naked or when somebody is having sex, it is truly for like the male gaze, and it's in a sexual and perverted way, and a lot of times it's an unnecessary moment. Versus the French, it's like people are naked, people have sex, like it's not that big of a fucking deal. It is what it is. It doesn't need to be this like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not taboo in French culture. And it's like, it's not like there's less naked people in American culture, but like, it very often in American movies, films, comes off as perverted, or they just wanted the male gaze, you know, to appeal to the male gaze. That's how I feel about sex in naked bodies in American films versus French films. But that fucking dinner table where he was just being so inappropriate and tested him on like American literature, that shit, he was cracking me up the whole film. But as far as Marion and her boyfriend, I forget his name, they were like these people. Marion and her boyfriend were like a case of two people that were just way too different to be in a relationship. Like, I know we say opposites attract and things, but they were like, the cultural differences were literally just not meshing. I didn't like how she kept like was being very secretive when she was speaking in French. I didn't enjoy, like, it was weird because he was kept getting jealous, but how could you not be jealous because you don't know what these people are talking about? And the French culture and intimacy is so much different than it is in American culture. Like, for example, how he was like, why are you still friends with all your exes? And she's like, yeah, you can only be friends, you can only talk to me, you're only liking me if we're in a relationship. And that's the thing about American culture, you're not really friends with your ex. Like, if you are, then it's probably something going on. So they were just way too different. It was just not, they were gonna be arguing forever. Like, it was just bound to happen. They were in the honeymoon phase up until they got into a place where they were truly uncomfortable. Because even though she's French, she speaks English. He doesn't speak French. And New York is another diverse city that has a lot of French-speaking immigrants. So I'm pretty sure she felt in the vibes of Paris and New York City are pretty similar. So the culture shock, her coming to the NYC, probably wasn't as deep or as, you know, shocking as him coming to Paris. So yeah, it was just so fucking, I'm like, what is this movie? But, you know, it was good storytelling. I will say that I was entertained. It was just, get this shit away from me. Like, hurry up and end this fucking movie. It was too much going on. So 2 Days in Paris gets 7/10. I give it that. You ain't gonna get too much.
On cherche tous la femme idéale, non?
Elle va me tuer.
C'est viril une Mercedes, hein?
Toi, t'as du bol, elle est géniale, ta femme.
Ouais, elle est géniale, ma.
And finally, we have happily ever after. Spoiler alert, this shit was trash. I'm not holding back. This movie was ass to me. It literally just did not give. I'm sorry, I was not interested in everybody's life and relationship enough to continue. Like, it was just like, okay, people arguing, people living in the same apartment. They confused why the brown couple don't argue and fight and disrespect each other, so they speculate something must be wrong. I'm like, I don't care about none of it. Nobody's relationship or life was interesting enough for me to really be like into this movie. I liked the pillow fight scene because it kind of broke the ice of the seriousness of the movie. The Johnny Depp, you know, cameos were kind of whack. I don't know, I felt like there was going to be something more to that. This just did not give for me. Like, and this is supposed to be one of the top French films of the 2000s. I was like, this is what cinema is to y'all. Absolutely fucking not. 0 sur 10, okay, for Happily Ever After. Sorry, French people, fight me. What I learned about French culture is I don't really like y'all's movies like that. Like, as you can see, the only ones that I really like was The Untouchables, and it's probably because there was a black main character. But the story was good. I don't know, like, y'all just too intense for me. And the cigarettes and the fighting and again, y'all do, I think y'all have a great way of telling stories, specifically love stories, whether it's relationship, platonic, a parent and a child. Like, the way that these stories are told were very beautiful. But I don't care for French films, really. And at first, when I started watching French films, when I started learning French, I thought it was like, okay, maybe because I don't really have a grasp on French culture. And as I learn the language, I will understand more. And I don't think that isn't true anymore, but like, I watch Bollywood and Latin American films all the time, and I fuck with them. I can follow it, I can enjoy it, I can take it for what it is, like I would an American film or another English-speaking film. It's just French films and me, we just don't vibe like that. I'm sorry, y'all content just not giving what it's supposed to give like that. But I'm gonna keep watching French films because I'm learning the language. So if you want me to review any more films, leave them in the comments below because I want to watch more films. But y'all, au revoir.